Welcome back, guys. We have heard that. I see how Joaquin Makebong in the house, and of course, Tokpe Atiba has joined us to talk about the war, basically, on Boko Haram. And I saw a very interesting headline on Punch today where they named 5 towns allegedly that have been taken over by Boko Haram: Bama, Bara, and Banki, 3 of them in Borno State, and then Gulak and Madagali in Adamawa State. Interestingly, the total population of this place is about 170,000 people for these 5 towns. So that is a sizable number of people that they allegedly now control. How worried are you? Let me start with you.
Well, I'm very worried, and my concern is actually more about the fact that we have an unprecedented, how would I put it, a refugee situation that is looming, that has already started. Over the week alone. We had over 9,000 run in Cameroon, and then 2,000 into Niger, that already have about 50,000 Nigerians over since 2013, thereabout. And also, I'm considering the fact that it seems that as much as the military is trying, and I really do commend the military, I support everything that the military is doing, I think it goes beyond the boys on the ground.
Yeah.
I think there has to be something charismatic about the person that is leading them, that is talking to them, that is giving the direction to the nation and to the military, because that is the role of the commander-in-chief. We need decisive, clear, charismatic energy. And that's the only thing that can boost the morale of the troops right now, because they're obviously very demoralized.
But we just listened to Baba Ibrahim then from Borno State, Joaquim, and we've always known that it looks like this sort of war can only be fought by people who are on ground, who understand the terrain and all of that. Yes. I know we've also heard about a lot of, some of these splinter groups, vigilantes here and there, but 10,000 seems like a sizable number now. I don't know how effective this might be.
It will be very effective, I think, because, like he rightly said, they know the terrain, and also the sheer numbers can also help when it comes to being able to take back territory and hold it. We have about, I think the best estimate I have is we have about 20,000 troops on ground, Nigerian army troops in the area, and I don't know if that is sufficient to reclaim territory and lock it back down, because you can see that Boko Haram's tactics have changed. Before, they used to be concerned with simply attacks. Now they feel confident enough to begin to battle for territory and then exchange, and begin to think about holding territory. And they started with the small towns first of all. So the thing is, you would need as many people as you can get to hold this territory once you take it back from them. Yeah. We hear about airstrikes and things like that. And if they can be driven out, the issue of the numbers is going to help with taking back territory, going after them in their hideouts and things like that.
I just need to be clear. I mean, the military did say that there was no territories that were claimed. They were categorical about that. So, and I don't want to dwell too much on it because, I mean, we don't really know what's going on. So let's just move on from that. I just wanted to go to you now. And you mentioned that about Mr. President and the commander-in-chief not being maybe as charismatic or as inspirational as he should be at this time.
Well,
how much of you think it's more of a psychological battle now for the military, you think?
I'll take you back to the Second World War, and I would like to compare 2 British prime ministers, Neville Chamberlain and Sir Winston Churchill. Chamberlain was a reformer, and everybody knew that he did well prior to the war. But people felt his posture towards the war was not what the commander-in-chief or what the prime minister should be. But when Sir Winston Churchill came in, he had only one policy, and that policy was to go to pursue the war to a logical conclusion with everything that they had, that God had given them. So I think, Mr. President, there are certain things I want to see personally, and I believe I'm speaking for a lot of people. I want to see a president that would give the troops a surprise visit in the safer parts of Borno State. In the night, of course, we have the Air Force to do that for you. 30 minutes, 15 minutes, morale boosting. We just don't want the president condemns. The president condemns. Over the week, we heard something a bit, I think it's mischievous, if we say the president doesn't know where Goza is. things like that. We need, and then we want to know the social packages that these soldiers have. I have been hit personally by this whole Boko Haram thing, because I have a friend who's a military officer that went missing 2 weeks ago in Mubi, one of the clashes, but I'll just leave his name out of it. These guys are well trained, and they can actually do the job. They are rumored to be the best land troops in the whole of West Africa. We've seen great things being done by the Nigerian army. But right now, the morale is low. The confidence is next to nothing. We need somebody that can inspire these troops to victory. So the question is, and I'm not condemning Mr. President. I think he has done well in certain other parts. But when it comes to this war, we need to see a different posture from Mr. President. And that is what the troops really need now. They need that encouragement. The troops, we want to know the social welfare packages for them. If they die now, what is the insurance cover on their lives? How much is the average recruit or the lance corporal on the ground fighting? How much is his monthly stipend? How much is his salary?
With trying to play devil's advocate now, I'm not trying to take any sides per se, but just playing devil's advocate. We know how much the defense budget has shot up. A lot of it is actually recurrent, paying salaries, and so this low morale that we've been hearing about, why is it still being talked about? Are they not getting any remuneration? Are they not getting paid? Or are they not getting paid enough? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is this low morale exactly?
I think that the people in charge of the defense budget have a lot to answer for.
Yes.
I think that there are a lot of questions that we need to ask, and those questions need to be answered, because if they are not answered, we will continue to have this. This is the second or third year that we've had a ₦1 trillion plus defense budget. 25% of our national budget has gone to defense in at least the last 2 years, maybe even 3, if memory serves. I think the fourth year, I think in 2010, it was 900 and something billion naira. Now we've had a defense budget at 25% for the last 4 years. What have we gotten for it?
And personnel hasn't increased per se
It's not,
in number.
You know,
This is the army is currently having their second draft, their second recruitment exercise in a year. So it shows that they need the numbers, okay? So they need people who can take back this territory from Boko Haram. But the thing is, the people in charge of procurement, people in charge of paying the soldiers their salaries as at when due, and paying their families and ensuring their families are well taken care of. All these people need questions to be answered. We have a lot of retired generals in the Senate. These retired generals who know how the Nigerian army is supposed to work, how our defense is supposed to work, should probe this budget, probe how these monies are spent, because we cannot continue like we cannot have ragtag terrorists carving out part of our territory.
Allegedly.
My brother,
in this manner. We can't.
If I would just add to what you said and differ a bit, I want us to stop calling Boko Haram a ragtag group, because we seem to be underplaying their level of sophistication now. And most of the things I'm going to say now are on public domain. If you watch the videos of the attacks, particularly on Giwa Barracks in Borno State and Goza, you would realize that these guys that you're dealing with are not particular. You can say ragtag, but when they come, the number, the sheer force, and the determination with which they come is totally different from what you see or what you hear about the Nigerian army. These guys come in like thousands, and then you have Hiluxes. The questions now become, these Hiluxes are gotten from the Nigerian army, probably when they fight and they win. I read a piece from a security expert yesterday that said that most of the weapons that are being used by Boko Haram are actually from the Nigerian army. So what we need to start questioning is, okay, the procurement structure of arms for the Nigerian army. How do we procure? Who are the guys that bring in these weapons? Which kind of weapons do they bring in? What is the quality? Are they third, fourth generation weapons from countries like the UK and everything? Now, General Azazi, late General Azazi, also, he got some money. What did he do? What did the office of the NSA do with it? We should start from there, and then we should probe.
Yeah. The one thing I know that with the ones on terror so far in Nigeria, there's so many unanswered questions, and we've been asking a lot of questions. We don't seem to get a lot of answers. But just to quickly wrap up now, very quickly as both of you can. What do you think we need to do? Because you talk about morale and all of those things are not necessarily quick fixes, and we need to hit home runs as soon as we can. Are there any solutions you think we can have? anytime soon?
Well, I think what the civilian GTF is doing by coming together to help the military is very, very important. They have clearly realized.
So more of that.
Yes, so more of that is going to help. They have clearly seen that that the case is dire. If it weren't, you wouldn't have 10,000 people who are not military officers coming together and saying, you know what, let us help the Nigerian army to secure the place where we live. So more of that is going to help in the immediate term, because there are not enough bodies on ground. I also hear, unfortunately, that postings to Borno in the Nigerian army are seen as some sort of punishment or something like that. But we need to get more people over there, because when you have to fight them to hold the territory, you need numbers to do that, and only numbers can do that.
Yeah. Finally, just quickly for you.
Yes, clearly, I think we need to arm the civilian GTF a bit. We need to take them away from the cutlass. We need to arm them a bit and keep an eye on the arms. Secondly, I think the Air Force, and I commend the chief, Amosu is leading airstrikes himself. I think the Air Force needs to scale up and then have more targeted, not just dropping bombs, have targeted attacks and everything, keep up what they're doing. And I think, yes, get more. If you have to have drafts 4 times in a year, this is a peculiar circumstance. Yes.
Yeah, definitely peculiar circumstance. Thank you very much, Tokwe. Thank you very much, Joaquin, for being here today.
It's always a pleasure.
When we talk security, it's always a very sort of tense thing to talk about, but I mean, it's our nation and we'll have to keep talking about it. We're going to take a quick break now and be right back with more. Please stay with us.